وعليكم السلام سلسبيل.
Recording 4.1.
Mineral water, please.
2. A.
Morning. The Japanese usually have rice.
Do you like living in Auckland?
Oh, yes.
£50.
Thanks.
I'll have these ones, please.
Their families. But I was very happy.
Good.
Oh, yes, it was.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Recording 6.1.
Okay, 6.1 was the... It's not the one we want. Okay, so 6.1. So we'll just read and listen to this one more time. And after that, we can go to the next part. So let's listen to this.
I live in Perth, Australia, with my parents and my 3 brothers. Yesterday was my 13th birthday, and about 40 friends were here. There was a lot of food and drink, burgers, chicken, Coke, and orange juice. Oh, it was a great party, and my mum and I were really happy because my grandmother's here from England. There were only 2 things wrong. My grandfather wasn't here for my party, and my other 2 brothers are in the USA, so they weren't here either.
Recording 6.
Okay, now before we listen again to Margaret talking about her birthday, let's see the questions first, okay? So these are some of the questions. We answered part A in our last lesson. We talked about the birthday and Margaret said, can you remember, was it good? I think Besma already answered this. It was wonderful, so we kind of answered this. And it was good because it was the Queen's coronation. So who can tell me, what does Queen coronation mean in English? What does it mean, Queen coronation?
تاج.
سلسبيل.
معناها تاج.
Crown معناها تاج. لما تقولي crown.
تتويج معناها.
Yes, correct. So crown اللي هو التاج نفسه. coronation اللي هو التتويج أو بداية حقبة الملك يعني تتويج. coronation. So this was the reason. It was Queen Elizabeth's coronation. Okay, so now I want you to listen again, but I want you also to answer these 6 questions. Can you see the 6 questions here?
Yes.
Okay, so please read the 6 questions first. After you finish reading them, you can tell me you're ready and I can play the track, okay? So let's read it first.
I'm finished.
Okay, everyone else, are you ready?
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay, great. So let's listen to Margaret.
Two.
Grandma, when were you born?
Oh, I was born in 1940.
And where were you on your 13th birthday?
I was in London. I remember that birthday party very well.
Why? Was it good?
Oh, yes, it was.
Where was the party?
It was in the street.
In the street?
Well, it was June the 2nd, 1953. The same day as Queen Elizabeth's coronation. The weather wasn't very good, but there were parties in every street in the country.
Wow. Were they big parties?
Yes, they were.
And was there any food?
Oh, yes, there was. There were lots of chicken sandwiches and tea and beer. My family was very poor, but that year, my birthday party was wonderful.
Were your friends with you?
No, they weren't. They were at other street parties with their families. But I was very happy because there were about 300 people at my party.
Okay. So, when was Margaret's 13th birthday? When was it?
It's June
June the 2nd, 1953.
Correct.
53.
53.
Yes. So it was June the 2nd, 1953. That's right. Was the weather good?
No, the weather wasn't very good.
Yes. No, it wasn't. So the weather wasn't very good.
Yes.
Okay. So no, it wasn't. What food was there?
Chicken sandwich and
there
tea
were a lot of
and beer.
Yeah. So chicken sandwiches.
And tea.
Tea.
Tea and beer.
Tea and beer. Okay. And were her friends at the party?
No, they weren't. No, they weren't.
Yeah. They were with their parents, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So they weren't with her at the party. And how many people were at the party?
300.
About 300 people.
Yeah, that's correct. So there were about 300. Correct.
دكتور number 2 ما حلينا.
Yes. Where was the party?
In the Coronation Street.
In the street?
Yes, that's right.
In the street.
It was in the street or in the streets because it wasn't in one place. I mean, her, but everyone else was also on the street, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, let's say in the street. All right, nice. Okay, so we talked about Rebecca's birthday. We talked about Helen's birthday. And now we also talked about Margaret's birthday. Let's check our next question here, our next point. Here, this point is, it's only about pronunciation. But here we want to learn the two different ways of saying was and were, because we have the strong form and we have the weak form. So here, let me play it so you can hear it.
Recording 6.3.
Was. Was.
Okay, did you hear the two different ways of saying was?
Yes.
Yeah, the first one is who can say the first one? The strong form.
Strong.
How does it sound? Was, yeah. What about the weak form? How does it sound, the weak form?
Was.
Was, right? It's a bit
Yes.
shorter, right? It sounds shorter. Was. Was.
Yeah.
Was. Okay, correct. Now let's listen to the second one. Let's see the strong form and the weak form.
Were. Were.
How does
The
it sound?
strong form were.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the weak form?
Were.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, because remember in English they don't pronounce the R, so it's like were. So this means if you want to say it in the middle of the sentence, even if you don't pronounce the R That's okay, right? So here, let's listen to these 4 examples. And in these 4 examples, we have, they're mixed. So it's not just was or were. It's, I mean, it's not only the weak form or the strong form. You have both forms in these examples. So let me play them for you so you can hear them.
I was in London.
Can you repeat it?
I was in London.
I was in London.
I was in London.
Mm-hmm. Salsabil
I was in London.
and Rana?
I was in London.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's listen and repeat the next one.
There were parties in every street.
Mm-hmm.
There were parties in every street.
Right.
There were parties in every street.
Mm-hmm.
Every street.
Right.
There are a party in every street.
Is it are or were?
Where?
And how do you say it in the weak form?
There are parties in every street.
Right. There were parties in every street. Mm-hmm. Rana?
There were parties in every street.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
There were parties in every street.
Again,
In every
Media?
street. There were parties in every street.
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
Was it good?
Uh-huh.
Was it good?
Was it good?
Was it good?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Uh-huh. What about the answer?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Rana?
Yes, it was.
Good. Media?
Yes, it was.
Right. So here you can see this is the first time we use the strong form, right? Can you see it here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now let's listen to the next one.
Were they big parties?
With the big parties.
With the big parties.
Were the big parties? Were they big parties?
With the big parties.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now listen to the answer.
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Yeah, so this is the second time we use the strong form, right?
Yes.
So in reality, we only have 2 answers where we use the strong form. The rest of it is always the weak form. So this means if we want to complete the rules, it says here, complete the rules with strong or weak. So in statements and questions, was and were are they usually weak or strong?
Weak.
Weak.
Big form.
Yes, weak, exactly, yes. So in a question or in a statement, they're usually weak, right? But in short answers,
Strong form.
mhm,
Strong form.
that's right. So they are strong in short answers, right? So we say, yes, it was. Yes, they were. So we can hear it in the strong form. Okay, so this is kind of important when we're talking about pronunciation. Now, let me take you to exercise number 8. So here we have a little bit of grammar. So we want to complete this table. And in this table, we're going to learn was and were, how to make questions, WH questions, and how to make yes/no questions with short answers. Okay, so it says here, look at the word order of questions with was and were. Then write questions 2 and 3 from 6b. So this means we want to copy questions number 2 and number 3. We want to copy these in the table. But first of all, let's check these questions first. So here we have 2 questions. The first one is a WH question because we have when. So we use the question word. We start with the question word. After that, we use was or were. After that, we use the subject. That's it. That's how we make a WH question using was or were. And if you want to make a yes/no question, we use was or were. Then we use the subject. That's it. So now I'm going to copy the 2 questions, number 2 and number 3, and we want to put them in the table. So the first question is, where was the party? So how can we write this question? Where do we put where?
Question where?
Okay.
Question where? Where?
After that?
Was. The party.
The party.
The party.
Where was the party? Yes. And what about the next question? So the next question, number 3, it's was the weather good? So where do we put this question? Was the weather good? Where do we start?
Was.
Okay.
Was.
The
Weather.
Yes.
The weather.
Correct.
And then good.
Yeah.
good.
That's right. So was the weather good? Okay, now in part B, they want us to complete these answers. Okay, so of course, all of these are answers for yes/no questions. So we have to answer using was, were, wasn't, and weren't. These are the answers we want to use. So number 1, yes, I, or yes, he, yes, she, yes, it.
Was.
Was.
But if it's negative, no, I, no, he.
Wasn't.
Wasn't.
Right. So no, he wasn't. No, she wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, I wasn't. What about you, we, they? Yes, you.
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
So yes, you were. Yes, we were. Yes, they were. Correct. And if it's negative, we say no, you
weren't.
Weren't.
Okay. No, you weren't. No, we weren't. And no, they weren't. Okay, so it's not very hard, I think, but let's listen and let's check the pronunciation. So here, I just want you to listen and repeat. So that's all. So let's listen to these and let's repeat. Let's practice.
Recording 6.4.
I was in London.
Sorry, it's another question. I apologize. Number 9, it's not related to number 8. بروحة. يعني number 9 مجرد listening and practice على طول. Did you hear the first one? Did you hear it?
Yes.
I was in London.
I was in London.
Correct. Okay, that's right. I was in London. Yeah. Okay, let's listen to number 2 now.
There were parties in every street.
There were parties in every street.
Okay.
There were a part.
Yes, Manal.
They were a party, another street. Yes.
I think they're reading here. This is what they're reading, I think. they're reading the same sentences in number 7.
Yes, we did them.
Yeah, but this is what they're reading.
Yes.
no ممكن في وحدات إضافيات معنا. Okay. Let's continue.
The weather wasn't very good.
The weather wasn't very good. The weather wasn't very good.
The weather wasn't very good. The weather wasn't very good.
Okay.
My friends weren't with me.
My friends weren't with me. My friend with me. My friends بعد my friends.
Weren't.
My friend weren't with me.
My friends weren't with me.
My friend weren't with me. My friends weren't with me.
Okay. Manal and Salsabil. هل هو one friend ولا أكثر من friend?
Friend.
One friend.
Are you sure?
كويس أنا.
I can't remember.
Okay, so let's write it and let's see the difference, okay? Okay, so Manal, I want you to change the first sentence and change it to the past.
Okay, my friend's been with me. Past.
The past of verb to be.
الباست بتاع be was, sorry.
Correct. And negative?
Yes. Wasn't.
Okay.
Yes.
And the next one, Salsabil, can you use the next one? Can you complete the next one?
Yes, my friend weren't with me.
But why?
Because it's جمع
Plural, right?
Yeah.
That's correct.
لما been نقول شنو بالنسبة للبين؟
بين قصة تانية، موضوع تاني. مش it's not the past. Okay, so my friend wasn't with me and my friends weren't with me. So friends plural. Okay, now let's listen to number 4, I think, or 5.
Was it good?
Was it good?
Was it good?
Again, Manal?
What's good? What was good?
No, it's a yes/no question.
Yes, was good. What's good?
مفيش what's.
Was it good?
Yes. Was it good? هل كانت جيدة يعني؟ Was it good? Was it good?
يا دكتور it لما نضيف لأي كلمة معناها حاجة حصلت
أي شيء.
يعني؟
نعم.
بتن نزيد الإت لأي words.
على أي شيء غير عاقل، على وضع أو على موقف مثلا، على الطقس مثلا. الأشياء الغير عاقلة كلها يستعملونها في it، يعني المواقف، الاجتماعات، اللقاءات، الوجبات مثلا لو أنت رحتي أنت والعائلة مثلا لمطعم، بعدها أنا حنسألك نقول لك was it good، لأن أنا حتى أنا عايز أروح لكن ما نعرفش لو أن الأكل طيب أو مش طيب، فنبي يعني يهمني إجابتك، طبعا يهمني رأيك، أنت جربتي المطعم قبل صح؟ فحأسألك أنا يعني was it good، فلو أنت جاوبتي وقلتي لي yes it was the food was great أكيد أنا حنروح يعني. بس لو كان مثلا الأكل غير طيب نقول لك أوكي خلاص. فهذه الفكرة يعني was it good.
اوكي.
فتقدري تستعملها لإت لأي شيء، بشرط يعني مش للعقل يعني مش للأشخاص، لكن أي شيء تاني غير الأشخاص يمشي حالها إت يتم استعمالها.
تمام.
Okay, so was it good? Now let's listen to the next one.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
No,
No,
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Were they big parties?
Were there big parties?
With the big parties.
Again, media.
With the big parties.
With the big parties.
Okay.
Were the big parties.
The or they?
I don't know.
So, okay, Rana, can you say it?
Were they, thou or they?
What do you think?
لخبطتني.
انت شنو رايك؟ اما احسن تحسها.
Were the.
احنا حنسأله على الحفلات صح؟
Were they?
Yes. Were they?
Plural.
Correct. Because parties are plural. So we say, can you say?
Were they big parties?
Right. And the where, is it strong or weak here? What do you think, Rani? Strong or weak? Where?
Weak.
Yes. Okay, Manal, can you say it?
لا أقول
Yeah.
the big words.
Again?
Where the big parts.
Okay. All right, good. Let's continue.
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
Yes, there were.
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
No. No, they weren't.
Where was the party?
Where was the party?
Where was the party?
Where was the party?
Where was the party? Where was the party?
Manal, again?
Where with the party? With was the party?
With or was?
Was.
هل في with في الجملة؟
Where with the party? Was the party?
مقرري لازم تقرري هل with ولا was.
ما هو وين كان الحفلة صح؟
صح هذا المعنى. وين كانت الحفلة صح؟
أي where was
صح.
yes.
صح. والwas لما تكون قصيرة اللي هي where was the party, right?
أي where was yes.
Yeah, nice. تمام ممتاز. Good. Okay هنشوف اللي بعدها.
When were you born?
When were you born?
When were you born?
Hmm.
When we were born?
Okay.
When we were born. When you were born.
Hmm. Okay. Let's write this. So when you born. So this is a question in the past. What should we write here? شو المفروض يكون موجود في الفراغ؟ لأن عندنا you فشين حنساوي؟ Correct. Can you say it together?
When were you born?
Can you say where in the weak form?
When were you born?
Yes. When were you born?
دكتور مش قصد الباست.
This is in the past.
طيب ممكن أقول when did you born?
No.
Why?
Because born هذا يعتبر فعل مبني للغائب. يعني لو بنترجمه بالعربي بيكون
المجهول. ولد.
ولد. بالضبط. يعني ما سألناش من ولدك. يعني الفعل اصلا هو في اساسه مبني. الصيغه هذه طبعا صيغه مجهول يسموها في الانجليزيه passive مبني للمجهول. يعني متى ولدت. حتى في العربيه هي نفس الشيء هي مبني للمجهول. لان هو نحويا مبني للمجهول لكن المعروف من ولدك. الام اكيد ولدتك. يعني لان لو بنديروا يعني لو بنعملوا السؤال بطريقه اللي هي الافعال العاديه حنقولوا when did your mother give birth to you.
لازم يكون معلوم.
السؤال
يعني
غريب
معروف
شوية يعني لكن عادة في المتفق عليه اللي هو born يعتبر مبني المجهول. يعني when were you born. فما يمشيش الحال did.
اوكي.
ولو بتتكلمي عن نفسك حتقولي I was born. I was born in وتسمي السنة ولا المكان ولا أي تفاصيل تانية. I was born. You were born. We were born. And so on. Okay. طبعا هذه ممكن مهمة. When were you born. الأسئلة المهمة. Let's check the next one.
Recording 6.
Okay, هذه كانت الأخيرة. When were you born. And of course, when you answer it, you always use I. I was born. That's the idea. Okay, so now let's move on to number 10. But I think before we move on, I have a better idea. Let me show you the script. Let's listen to the ones that we were doing now. هنعيدوهم. Page 6.4. 29, 6.4. Okay, let me show you the script. Okay. Okay, can you see on the left side? Can you see these?
Yes.
Okay, and these are the ones that we just listened to. اللي سمعناهم توا. But let's repeat it again. This time I just want you to follow. You don't have to repeat, but I want you to follow. So let me repeat it. Let me go back.
5.
In 1938 and studied law.
My friends weren't with me.
Was. Was.
اللي قبلها.
Were. Were.
I was in London.
There were parties in every street.
Was it good?
Yes, it was.
Were they big parties?
Yes, they were.
Recording 6.4.
I was in London.
There were parties in every street.
The weather wasn't very good.
My friends weren't with me.
Was it good?
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Were they big parties?
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Where was the party?
When were you born?
Okay. Now I want you to pay attention to something. So in the first exercise, we agreed that in statements and in questions, it's not stressed, right? I mean, it's the weak form, صح? يعني في الجمل العادية, for example, like this one, I was in London, I was, right? So I was in London. So يعني الويك فورم. طبعا لما نقول weak form أكيد معناها ما فيش stress, صح؟
unstressed.
Yeah, unstressed, ما فيش stress. نفس الشيء لو جتنا في سؤال مثلا, if you check this one, was it good? Was it good? The same thing, right? Was it good? Not stressed. So now what about the negative? We didn't talk about the negative. What do you think? Is it stressed?
Yes.
Or not stressed in the negative?
Stressed.
Yes.
Stressed?
Yeah.
Yes. I think.
So when it's
Strong form.
is it the weak form or the strong form when it's stressed?
Strong form.
Strong form.
Strong form.
Very good. That's it. Right? Because if you take a look at it, it's in the strong form. If we use negative, we usually use the strong form. So here, let me use another color. So here it is. No, it wasn't. Do you see how it's in the strong form? No, it wasn't. And the same thing here. My friends weren't. And here, no, they weren't. طبعا هذه الفكرة مش في wasn't و weren't فقط. بصفة عامة, قاعدة عامة. Auxiliary verbs usually they're not stressed بصفة عامة يعني. But
like can't.
Yes, can't is stressed. Didn't is stressed. Isn't, aren't, all of these are stressed. If it's negative, haven't got, stressed. And positive, it's not. So it's kun, was, have, is, or were. So they're not stressed in the positive or in the questions. Are you sure? Are you sure? We don't say, are you sure? Usually it's, are you sure? Are you sure about that? نفس الشيء حتى الR صاير لها زي was. Was it good? حتى هي يصير لها هو weak form. But if it's in the answer, yes, we are. Again, full form. And if it's negative, it's also the strong form. No, we aren't. Again, strong form. So بصفة عامة, negative auxiliaries, they're usually stressed.
Strong form.
Yeah, strong form. They're usually in the strong form. بالضبط. Okay, so now it says here, how do we say these years?
Yes.
How do we say them?
1953.
1953.
Okay.
1970.
This one?
1895.
What about this one?
1900.
Yes, correct. 1900. We say 1900.
Yes, 2000.
2000.
And 2005.
Correct. But what about this?
2020.
2020.
Yeah. What about this?
2010.
But can we say 2010?
Maybe.
You can. For the
Yes.
for the 2000s, you can do it both ways. So you can say 2010, 2011, 2010, 2011.
معناها حتى 2020 2020.
Yes. بس أعتقد 2020 أصبحت شائعة أكثر 2020.
Yes.
I think it's more common.
Yes.
ممكن في بداية الألفينات كانت 2000 and لأن لحد العشرة you can't say 2000 مثلا you can't say 2005 مثلا ما يمشيش الحال. Right? So you have to say 2005. لكن من 2010 أعتقد بدو يقسموا فيهم أكثر. 2010, 2011, 2015. I think it's more common. Okay, so in part C it says here, write the names of 5 people in your family, then work in pairs, take turns to ask when. Okay, يعني مجرد in part C we don't have to do it, but مهم من ناحية سؤالي هو متاع الولادة، سؤال الولادة. So if you want to ask someone, you can use was and where. للولادة عادة was and where. So you can say when was, and you can say he, she, or it. So you can use he, she, it, and you can say born. Okay, this is the correct question. So when was he born? When was she born? When was it born? Maybe you're asking about a pet, a cat, a dog, a bird, right? When was it born? So you can ask it. And if you're asking someone directly, you will say when, where, and of course we use you. When were you born? When were they born? When were we born? Okay, so this is the question. Depending on the subject, you will change was or where. So if you want to ask someone, like I said, مباشرة directly, هيكون السؤال when were you born? When were you born? When were you born? And when you answer, of course, you will say, let's write the answers here.
I was born.
I was born. Or he was born. She was born. So let me just put them here in the list. So if you want to talk about yourself, of course, you will say, so you can say I, or he, or she was born, and you complete the answer. And if you want to talk about someone else, you'll say you, they, and we were born. All right, so هذا ملخص اللي هو question C. So this is the idea, okay? If you want to ask your سؤال الولادة, this is how you ask it. And of course you can change was, or you can change when, or you can also use where. Both are okay. So you can use when and you can use where. It's the same question, right? But where is about the place. So where was he born? Where was she born? She was born in Libya. He was born in Sudan. She was born in Egypt. we were born in England, whatever. All right.
اوكي بس where اللي بين when was شن ما فهمتهاش الجملة هذه. when where was Anna born.
لا هنا قصدهم يعني عندك الحرية تسألي الزوز نفس الطريقة، سواء قلتي when was Anna born وإلا where was Anna born. جيت العادية. لو سألتي ب when الإجابة حتكون in 1978.
yes على الزمن.
yes but لو سألتي ب where الإجابة هي حتكون Rome. she was born in Rome. okay
تمام.
all right, now let's do the next part 11, question 11. This time we want to make questions with you. So all of the questions are made with you. So the subject pronoun is you, okay? Let's take a look at number 1, the example. So number 1, it says here, at work yesterday. So of course this is not a complete question. We have to complete it using were or was. And the subject is always you. Okay?
Yes.
يعني كل الأسئلة تخيلوا كأنكم تسألوا في حد مباشرة. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now you can start on the media. You can do number 2.
Okay. Where were you last night?
Okay. Let's write them on the left side here. Can you repeat it again, please?
Where were you last night?
Okay. So this is number 2. Where were you last night? Where were you? Okay.
هي بالweak form صح؟
Yes, weak form.
معناها نعودها. Where were you last night?
Correct. لأن من الأسئلة الشائعة أغلب الطلبة يسألوا يقولوا شنو الفرق بين الwhere للسؤال وبين الwhere للمكان. عادة الwhere كسؤال في الغالب أنها حتكون في strong form، حتكون stressed، حتكون واضحة where. لكن الwhere الثانية اللي هي الverb to be في العادة weak form. لو جبت سؤال يعني where were you last night? Where were you last night? في الغالب حتسمعوها بالشكل هذا.
لو كان ما في السؤال، لو كان ما بادئ بسؤال we were
نفس الطريقة
برضه حتكون
حيكون weak form. we were at the we were in a cafe. we were at home. we were لأن الwhere الأولى للسؤال أين عادة حتكون stressed. where were you. الثانية مش stressed. So the stress is usually here on the first.
In the first question and the last one night.
Yes. في العادة حيكون stress بشكل هذا. Where were you last night? All right, now number 3. Okay, Sasabil, can you do number 3?
Yeah. ما فيش أداة سؤال.
معناها حيكون yes no question. لو ما فيش أداة سؤال حيندار بنفس طريقة رقم 1. حتى رقم 1 ما كانش فيها أداة سؤال.
Okay, where do you
completed?
Yesterday? No.
أنت اللي قلتها ضيفها على اللي مكتوب عندك بس.
كيف يعني نقول where do you Okay, where you yesterday yesterday afternoon.
That's it. Correct. He had. Can you say it again, please?
Were you at home yesterday afternoon?
Correct. ولو بنديروا where الأولى بنخليها في الweak form كيف حتقراها؟
Where
أسرع شوية.
Were you at home? ما نقدرش نقولها بسرعة.
بالعكس بسرعة أسهل هي، صح ولا؟ Okay, I'll do it for you. So, were you at home yesterday afternoon? لو مديراها كweak form حتكون أخف أسرع. Were you at home yesterday afternoon? Were you at home? Were you at home? يعني التركيز على home yesterday afternoon أكثر من were. التركيز على الكلمات الجاية يعني. Good, very good سلسبيل. Okay, number 4. Manal, can you do number 4?
Okay. Were you on your last birthday?
Again?
Were you?
Okay. Correct. لكن الأولى لازم كاملة تقولها where
were you?
Yes, صح.
Yes.
Where were you? Where were you on
your last birthday?
On your last birthday. Where were you on your last birthday? Where were you on your last birthday?
Where were
nice. You? Okay, number 5. Rana, can you do number 5?
Yes. Were you in this class last month?
Again?
Were you in this class last month?
Correct. Were you in this class last month? Okay, what about number 6, Basma?
Yes. Where were you last New Year's Eve?
Where were you last New Year's Eve? All right, these are good questions. Let's ask each other these questions, okay? So Besma, you can ask these questions to Manal.
Yes.
And she will answer you.
Okay. Were you at work yesterday?
No, I wasn't.
Yes. Where were you last night?
I was in wedding with my husband.
I was in a wedding. I was at a wedding. أعتقد at أفضل. I was at a wedding.
Okay. I was at wedding.
A wedding. I was at a wedding.
A wedding with my husband.
Good.
Were you at home yesterday afternoon?
Yes, I was.
Where were you on your last birthday?
I was at home.
Okay. Were you in this class last month?
Yes, I was.
Yes. Where were you last New Year's Eve?
I was with my family in the restaurant. ده رجل نحتفل يا دكتور رجل شنو؟
حتقولي لو بتستعملي نحتفلوا حتستعملي نعطيك فكرة. حتقولي we were celebrating.
celebrating New Year Day.
لكن لو حتستعملي celebrating حتضطري لاستعمال اللي هو ال past continuous. يعني مثلا اعطيني اجابتك الاولى بس نوريك المقارنه. هي كانت كويسه لولا.
Okay, I was with my family in the restaurant.
اوكي نعدلوها شويه حاجه بسيطه. I
was
my
family in the restaurant.
At a restaurant.
Yes.
Good. هذه إجابة كويسة. وإلا حتى إجابتك الثانية كويسة.
أنا أقدر أتمها. أقدر أقول إنه كنا في المطعم بنحتفل برأس السنة.
معناها جملة تانية حتكون.
يعني مكملة ليها.
We were celebrating
New Year.
New Year's Eve.
اوكي.
لكن حتكون في جملة منفردة تابعة لنفس القصة طبعا، نفس السياق، ولكن في sentence جديد يعني. طبعا هذه التركيبة we were verb plus ing هنتكلموا عليها بتوسع في المستوى الثالث أكثر، لكن هي في العموم يعني تعتبر بنت عم الوز والوير، يعني ما فيهاش، مش بعيدة عليها. أيضا تتكلم عن ماضي، ولكن تتماشى أفضل مع الأشياء اللي فيها مدة، يعني كنا نحتفل، يعني على طول الفترة اللي أنت كنت فيها في المطعم كنتوا تحتفلوا يعني مثلا. So we were celebrating. Okay, good answer. All right, now Media, you can ask Salsabil these questions.
Okay. Salsabil, were you at work yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I work.
Yes, I
work.
هي ما قالتلكش هل تشتغلي.
نديرها في الماضي.
لا، الفكرة انك انت حتستعملي نفس الفيرب اللي جاك في السؤال.
نقول yes where.
على نفسك تقولي yes I.
Yes, I wear.
Okay, let me show you here. Can you see this part? خلينا ندير عليهم مربع. Can you see this part سلسبيل؟
Yeah.
كيف جاوبنا هذا؟ Yes, I ولا هي، أو لو جاك she ولا هي ولا it حتقولي yes I was. ولو كان negative no I wasn't, no he wasn't, no she wasn't, right? Okay, هذه الفكرة يعني. Can you please ask your question again, Media?
Okay. Were you at work yesterday?
Yes, I was work.
من غير work.
من غير work. Yes, I was.
Correct.
Yes, I was.
بس لأن هو yes no question ما فيش معها أي شيء تاني. زي لو سألتك are you a student شنو حتجاوبيني؟
Yes, I am a student.
المفروض تقولي yes I am فقط. ما فيش داعي تكررها يعني student. Yes I am. مثلا لو نسألك نقول لك do you like chocolate؟
Yes, I like.
تقولي yes I do. لأن السؤال جاك بدو، اللي يجيك به السؤال نفسه حتجاوبي به. مثلا لو نسألك have you got a phone؟ have you got a phone؟
Yes, I have.
أيوة، هي هذه الفكرة. Can you speak Arabic؟
Yes, I can.
Were you at home last night؟
Yes, I was.
أيوة. ولو ما كنتيش في الحوش؟
No, I wasn't.
That's it. All right, good. Okay, next question, Media.
Where were you last night?
I was in my home.
At home. At home.
At home.
Okay.
Were you at home yesterday afternoon?
Yes, I was.
Where were you on your last birthday?
العيد ميلاد اللي فات.
ايه صح.
يعني نجاوب yes. نجاوب على المكان.
أيوة المكان.
In home, in my home.
At home.
At home.
Were you in this class last month?
Yes, I was.
Where were you last New Year Eve?
New Year's.
بالإيف كيف ما نتقوش فيها يعني.
Eve. New Year's Eve.
Okay. Where were you last New Year's Eve?
I with my family.
تمام، لكن بتقولي
I was.
أيوة. وكملها.
I was with my family.
Good. Very good. Okay, تمام. Now, Manal, you can ask Rana about.
Okay. Rana, were you at work yesterday?
No, I wasn't.
Where were you last night?
I was at home.
Okay. Were you at home yesterday afternoon?
Yes, I was.
Where were you on your last birthday?
I was at home.
Were you in this class last month?
No, I wasn't.
Where were you last New Year's Eve?
I was with my family.
Good. Okay, so these are just some examples. أكيد لاحظتوا أن أعطيكم من الصنفين من النوعين، يعني سواء بال WH questions، هنا دائما الأسئلة احنا زي ما اتفقنا في نوعين اللي هي WH questions زي where were you last night, where were you on your last birthday, and where were you last New Year's Eve. هذو كلهم بال WH question. وبالمقابل عندنا اللي هم بال yes no إجابتهم. Were you at work yesterday? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Were you at home yesterday afternoon? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. Were you in this class last month? Yes, I was. No, I wasn't. فهذه الفكرة العامة لقصة was.
نقدر نجاوب على السؤال الأخير متاع where were you last New Year's Eve. لو أنا مش متذكرة نقدر نقول I can't remember.
Yes, you can. صح.
Yes, I can't remember because we don't celebrate it like any other days.
Yes, we don't. I can't remember because we don't celebrate it in Libya مثلا.
Yes.
Or because it's a normal day like any other in Libya. It's a normal day in Libya, for example. Yeah. Correct? You can say that. It's fine. بصفة عامة أصلا الأسئلة اللي على الباست كلها في إمكانية تجاوب I can't remember، خاصة لو واحد عنده الزهايمر المبكر، يعني تقدري كلهم تجاوبين I can't remember. مثلا were you at work yesterday? I can't remember. Where were you last night? I can't remember. يعني ندري نحويا صح، يعني you can answer I can't remember. ولا مثلا بتحقق معك الشرطة، ممكن مدايرة جريمة تبدي أنت مثلا قاتلة حد فتقدري تهربي من الإجابة I can't remember. فصح، يعني صحيحة. ممكن I can't remember مفيدة جدا أيضا في الأسئلة اللي هي جاتك أصلا remember. مثلا do you remember كذا كذا كذا. No, I'm sorry I can't remember. حتى وهي يمشي تعتبر إجابة كويسة، لأن remember دائما التذكر يتماشى مع أسئلة الباست بصفة عامة. ف it's a good answer، خاصة لما شخص يسألك عن الماضي البعيد. مثلا where were you in 1999 مثلا، بعيدة هذه I can't remember. ولا مثلا which class were you studying in 1999? Can't remember. It's so long ago. أيضا ممتاز الإجابة. Good. Okay, so let's move on. So give more information. Okay, let's check our next topic. So, okay, so we're still talking about the past in this unit. So here we want to talk about people who changed the world. People who changed the world. Excuse me. Okay, let's talk a little bit about people who changed the world. Can you think of people who changed the world? Can you think of names of people who changed the world, in your opinion? Who can give me some names? Or some people?
Yes, of course, the top or the first one is the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Prophet Muhammad. The Prophet Muhammad. Yes.
Yes, there's the العلماء.
Scientists.
Scientists like Thomas Edison.
Correct. Thomas Edison.
Because he اخترع.
Einstein.
Invented.
Yes, invented electricity.
Okay.
And even Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla.
Tesla, yes. About التيار المتردد والتيار المستمر.
Yeah, alternate current and direct current. Alternating, yeah. I think alternating. المتردد alternating current. هذا طبعا المستعمل حاليا في المنازل. Alternating yes. Current.
Yes. ابن الهيثم.
Yeah.
Alexander Fleming.
Einstein too.
Einstein.
Yeah, I think he's also very famous. Any other people you think changed the world? What about Isaac Newton? Also, I think he's an important person, right?
Yes.
Yeah, an important scientist.
Yes.
Okay, so you can see the idea about the lesson. Today, we're going to talk about someone who many people think, maybe we agree, maybe we disagree, but many people think that he changed the world, okay? Do you know this person? Let me show you the photo.
Where?
Do you know this person?
Yes, Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, this is Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
And many people think he changed the world, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's also a very important person, a very famous person, right? So today we'll talk a little bit about Nelson Mandela. We will learn a little bit about his life, and we'll find out some information about Nelson Mandela. All right.
He is president of South Africa.
Correct. He was the president.
Yes.
He was the president of South Africa. Correct.
Yes, between 1994 and 1999.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. And he was the first Black president of South Africa.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Because before him they had do you know the system in South Africa before Mandela?
Yes. Yes.
It was called the apartheid. I think it's within IED. I think, I'm not sure. I'll check the spelling. Apartheid system. Do you know this system? Apartheid system.
What's the meaning?
Yeah, I'll just want to check the spelling if it's correct. Yes, EID. Where is it? So my spelling is not correct. So before apartheid, EID, apartheid system, yes. So this system was in South Africa before Nelson Mandela, and in this system, the black people were separated from the European people, from the white people, and the black people couldn't do anything because the white people were in control. تفرقة العنصرية كان هذا النظام السائد قبل مانديلا، كان النظام هذا هو السائد.
كان يحارب التفرقة العنصرية.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
يكافح أيضا الفقر وانتشار الإيدز.
That's true. Yes, he helped South Africa a lot. Actually, Nelson Mandela. He was very, very important to South Africa, and I think to Africa in general. He was very important.
He's a fighter.
Yes.
Nobel Peace Prize.
Correct. He also he got a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, he shared the president William de Klerk.
With William de Klerk.
Yes, the president of South Africa before Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a fighter.
He is, yes, or he was. He was a fighter.
He was a fighter, yes.
Correct. Yeah, he fought for many things. Okay, so let's learn about Nelson Mandela in detail. But before we do that, we want to talk a little bit about life events here. So we want to use the correct verb for the correct sentence here. So for example, number one, we can say start school, and we can say start my new job or start my first job.
Yes.
What about school and university? What do we use for school and university?
Finish school.
Okay.
Or finish your, yes.
Okay, so we can say finish school and we can say finish university.
Yes.
We can say, what about my husband or my wife? What can we say?
Meet.
My husband meet my wife.
Right, so you can meet your husband and you meet your wife, okay. And what about married and divorced? Which verb do we use?
Get married, get divorced.
Get married.
معناها marry and divorce.
Married, it means when a husband and wife, they get married and they live together. They have a wedding and they become married.
Yeah.
بالعربي شو معناها سلسبيل؟ مطلق divorced. وعكسها married. عكسها شو بتكون بالعربي؟
متزوج.
That's it. بالضبط. Okay. So married, متزوج, divorced, مطلق. Okay. Married and divorced. And usually in English we use the verb get. To get married and to get divorced. Okay. Let's check the next group. So you can have a son, you can have a daughter, you can have 3 children, but with a lawyer or a president, what's the best verb here?
Study, a lawyer. لا, sorry, became.
Yes.
Become a lawyer.
You become a lawyer.
Yes.
And you become president.
Yes.
Correct. What about a book or a letter?
Write a letter.
Correct. So you write a letter or you write a book. And languages or law?
Study language.
Correct. So you study English, you study languages, you study law, you study engineering, whatever. Okay?
Law, what's the meaning, law?
Law, like, do you know lawyers?
Yes.
Lawyers study law.
Okay.
In Arabic, what does it mean?
محاماة.
قانون بصفة عامة يعني. لأن في الإنجليزية law يستعملوا فيها كمحاماة أو كدراسة القانون، والlaw يستعملوا فيها كقوانين، يعني laws، قوانين مدنية، قوانين عسكرية، مثلا law. لو حد يقول لك it's against the law, you can't do that, it's against the law،
غير قانوني.
غير قانوني، illegal. كلمة غير قانوني يستعملوا في كلمة ثانية، legal and illegal. Let me write it. So in English you can say legal, قانوني, and illegal. So illegal, غير قانوني. Okay? Legal. Legal هي طبعا الادجكتيف بتاع law. Law قانون, legal قانوني. All right? Okay, so these are some verbs that we can use with some phrases. And of course, with these words, we can talk about life events, right? So you can talk about starting school, starting your first job. You can talk about finishing school or university, when you get married, when you have children, when you become an engineer, a teacher, a lawyer, whatever. And if you write a book or a letter, you can also talk about it, and you can say what you studied. All right, so now let's move on a little bit. Let's talk about number 2. It says here, what do you know? Okay, I think we answered number 2. It says, what do you know about Nelson Mandela? فتكلمنا عن Nelson Mandela. We talked about him. Now we want to read about Nelson Mandela's life, okay? And we want to fill in the gaps in the text with the correct dates and numbers from the box. So let me read the words in the box first, because we want to use these words in the story, in the biography. Do you know the word biography? هل حد سمعكم سمع بكلمة biography? Biography. Have you heard of this word?
جغرافيا.
Okay, so biography, it means the story of someone's life.
ده تاريخ يعني حاجة في التاريخ.
مش تاريخ، تمشي أكثر مع اللي هي زي السيرة الذاتية لحد ما، نوع من السيرة الذاتية، مش السيرة الذاتية اللي هي السي في المهنية، لا، سيرة حياة شخص معين، يعني سيرة شخص هيك معناها biography. So this is a biography of Nelson Mandela. حياته يعني، أمتى ولد، أمتى كذا، أمتى، معلومات على حياته الخاصة، حياته الشخصية يعني. Okay. So هو مش كاتبينها طبعا biography يعني بس للمعلومة يعني، فيعتبر biography هذا. Okay, so of course we don't really know the dates, but I want you to guess. Okay, so I'm going to show you the text. And I want you to use these words, these dates in the box. اللي هم 1943, the dates were numbers, عنا 2, 1996, 4, 1957, 18, and the 18th of July. فاحنا مجرد حنحاول نعملوا guess. Let's see if I can show you مقطع كامل. اوكي تمام، بالطريقة هذه المقطع كله باين قدامكم. But let me read the title, From Prison to President. From prison to president. What does this mean, from prison to president?
بالعربي ولا بالإنجليزي؟
In English? In English, can you explain it, Manal, in English?
Prison go to كش when كش قبض مش كش
catch, okay.
Catch, yes, catch people go to the prison.
Okay, correct.
Yes.
And are you saying that Nelson Mandela, was he in prison?
Yes, President Nelson Mandela.
Correct. That's it. Yeah. وبالعربي كيف حتقولها منال؟
بالعربي السجن.
Correct. ولما نقوله from prison to president.
من السجن للرئاسة.
Yes. Correct. هذه الفكرة. Yes. هذا العنوان عنوان السيرة الذاتية هذه. Okay. So now I want you to take some time. خذوا بعض الوقت. خذوا راحتكم. I want you to read this. خلينا نشوف لو في مقاطع تانية في الجهة الثانية. لا هي هذه. Okay. Good. So I want you to read here about Mandela's life. And can you see the gaps? 1, 2, 3. Can you see them?
Yes.
You have to complete them using this box. Do you get the idea? So you're going to complete the gaps using these numbers. Okay. So when you're finished, you can tell me you finished, and then we can listen to check your answers. Okay, I'll be right back. Just a minute.
Okay.
Yes, I finished.
Okay, let's see our guesses. What about when was he born? What do you think? When do you think he was born?
On the 18th of July.
Okay. So 18th of July.
Yeah.
When did he finish university?
1943.
43.
Okay. And when did he get divorced? When did he get divorced?
I think 1957.
1957.
Yes.
Who agrees? Who thinks that's correct?
Yes, I think
Yes.
that's right.
You
Yes.
agree? You think it's correct? 1957?
Yes.
Okay, so he got divorced in 1957. And how many children did he
Two.
have?
2 or 4 I don't know يعني يا 2 يا 4.
I think two.
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 Yes.
Here we have
Because the word also he had 2 children with his first wife and also had 2 children with second.
Okay.
Okay. So 2 children with the second, you think 2? Let's choose 2. And in 1964, blah, blah. And okay, there's a few new words. Okay, but how many years in solitary confinement? Do you know this word?
18.
18 years.
Okay, 18 years.
Yes.
And
But what's the meaning of solitary
confinement?
confinement هل يعني حبس انفرادي؟
Yes, correct.
Yes. Okay.
This is the meaning. Solitary confinement is when they keep a person alone, with nobody, alone.
Yes.
Okay. So Nelson, and in 1994, only how many years?
4.
4.
Yes.
4. Yes.
Okay. And when did he get divorced again?
1996.
96.
Okay. So let's listen. Let's check. And let's find out if your answers are correct or not. Let's see.
Recording 6.5.
Nelson Mandela was born in South Africa on the 18th of July, 1918. He started university in 1938 and studied law. After he finished university in 1943, he lived and worked in Johannesburg. He was very interested in politics and wanted to change the political system. He became president of the ANC, the African National Congress, in the Transvaal in 1952. He had 2 children with his first wife, Evelyn. They got divorced in 1957, and in the same year, he met a woman named Winnie Madikizela. Nelson and Winnie got married a year later, and they also had 2 children. In 1964, he went to prison. He stayed there for 26 years and was in solitary confinement for 18 years. But the world never forgot Nelson Mandela, and in 1994, only 4 years after he left prison, he became president of South Africa. Nelson and Winnie Mandela got divorced in 1996, and 2 years later, he married his third wife, Graça Machel. When he was president, he wrote a book about his life called Long Walk to Freedom.
Okay, very nice. So all of the answers are correct, right?
Yeah.
But there are a few words I want to explain, or I want you to tell me what you think they mean.
Interested by Arabic ولا by English?
In Arabic.
Okay, interested مهتم.
Yes. It means he likes, right?
Yes.
Maybe not like, but مهتم ترجمة كويسة صح.
Yes, مهتم.
Politics, what does it mean in politics?
سياسة.
Yes, in politics اللي هي السياسة. Political
Yes.
system.
نظام السياسة.
النظام السياسي. النظام السياسي.
صح.
We want change.
Yes, he wanted to change. كان عنده رغبة يغير النظام السياسي.
Yes.
Okay, good, very good.
هو أول رئيس لجنوب أفريقيا بعد انتخابات ديمقراطية. أول انتخابات ديمقراطية.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, he's the first one. لأن النظام العنصري الأول apartheid system في بداية التسعينات انتهى. يعني حتى أغلب العالم حارب النظام الأول فانتهى وهو اللي استلم أول واحد بعده صح؟
Yes.
Okay, so we answered the questions. I mean, we filled the gaps. Now we have a few questions about his life story, and we want to put them in the right order. So here in number 3, it says, put these events in Mandela's life in order. What does it mean when we say event? Event. Huh?
أحداث.
Yes.
أحداث التي.
Correct, yeah. So these are things that happened in his life. هي الأحداث اللي حصلت في حياة مانديلا. Okay, so number 1, he went to university. This is the first thing here in this list. What's the second thing in this list? What's number 2? What happened?
I think he went to. لا sorry.
He went to prison. He went to university. This is number 1.
He and his first wife got divorced. I think.
Who agrees with Manal? Is that correct, Rana?
Yes.
Yes, you think it's correct? This is the next step, the next
yes,
event? Okay.
Yes.
All right. What about number 3? What's number 3?
He went to prison.
Okay.
Number 3.
What about number 4?
He left prison, number 3.
Sorry, أنا قدرت غلطت. Sorry. Yeah, so he went to prison. After he went to prison, what happened?
He left prison.
He left prison.
Okay. After he left prison,
he got married to Winnie.
Okay. But did he get married to Winnie before prison or after prison?
After prison.
Before third time, married for third time.
No, I mean Winnie, his wife Winnie.
Winnie, yes.
Winnie is the second.
But before or after prison?
Oh. After.
Are you sure?
مش هنا. He became became president of ANC.
Winnie is number 3. Then he went to prison.
Okay, so you're saying that he got married to Winnie before he went to prison.
Before, yes.
Correct. So this means we have to change number 3 and 4, right?
Yes, number 3. Yes, number 3. He got married.
Yeah.
Number 4, he went to prison.
Correct.
Number 5, he left prison.
Right.
And then number 6,
What's number 6?
he got married for the 3rd time.
Okay.
Forgot what now. He became.
But which is first? Did he get married for the 3rd time before he became president? Or did he become president before he got married for the 3rd time?
I think
He
number 6.
became
He became
president.
Yes, president.
of South Africa.
Yes,
Number 6.
Yes.
And he got it.
yes, number 6, he became
And he
president
got
of South
married.
Africa.
That's right.
Yes.
He became married. He became president. Then he got
President,
married.
Then he got married. The
Mhm.
3rd, for the 3rd
Oh,
time.
okay. That's correct. That's right. So this was his life, right? Okay, now let's move on to our next question. This time we're going to go back.
His name is not Nelson.
What's his name?
He has other name. I think Rohila or like this.
Okay, let me check.
In the school, the teacher wanted to change his name to Nelson because the system. Yes.
Yeah,
a British name. He should have.
Yeah, Ruli Halha, Halha, something like that.
Yes.
Ruli Lahla. Yeah, he has a different name. Yeah, correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go back to grammar. So we're going to talk this time about the past simple. We want to talk a little bit about regular and irregular verbs.
Yes.
Now, let's change these verbs, all of them. Let's change them to the past. So in the first group or in the first box, we have regular verbs. And in our second box, we have irregular verbs. So how do we change start?
Start.
In the past.
Started.
And what about the spelling?
Add AED.
Added ED.
Okay. What about study?
Studied.
And the spelling?
IED.
Okay. What about finish?
Finished.
Add ED.
ED.
Okay. And what about live?
Lived.
Add D.
D.
Just D.
Okay. What about work?
Worked.
Worked.
What do we add?
ED.
Okay. Want?
Wanted. ED.
Plus ED. Add ED.
Then we have stay.
Stayed.
Plus ED.
IED.
النحو الواي ونضيفه أي.
No. Plus ED.
No, EG.
But why? Why do we leave?
Like the verb play. Why before why vowel.
Correct.
Vowel
Yeah,
letter. Yeah.
that's right. And marry?
Married.
Change Y to I.
النحو الواي ونضيفه
IED.
Okay. Here it says irregular now. What about the irregular group? How do we change become?
Became.
Okay.
After CA.
Have?
Had.
Has or had?
Had.
Okay. What about get?
مش مفروض في past has.
Has is in the present. She has, he has, it has. In the past, it's had.
Okay.
What about get?
Got.
Got.
Okay. Meet?
Met.
Met.
One E.
Go?
Went.
Went.
Forget?
Forgot.
Forgot.
Okay. What about leave?
Left.
Left.
And write?
Wrote.
Okay,
Wrote.
that's it. Wrote, yeah. So this means in our next lesson, we will talk in detail about this. We will also talk about when do we put E, when do we put ED, when do we put D directly, when do we put ED, when do we put IED, so we'll talk a little bit about it. And we will also talk here in this exercise, I'll show you. We'll also do it in our next time. We'll talk about the pronunciation because even when you change the verb, the pronunciation is not always the same. So for example, here started, but here it's worked. Do you see? It's a bit different. We don't say worked, we say worked.
Worked.
And we say started, so we don't change them in the same way, right? We change them differently. So we'll talk about this, how the sound is a bit different. It's not always the same. And after that, we will use the gaps. We'll use these words to complete the gaps. So we will do exercise 6, and we will continue talking about the past simple. We have also other important people, Einstein, Mother Teresa, Marco Polo, George Washington. We have the Wright brothers. We'll talk about these famous people. And maybe we'll also talk about this. It's about weekend activities. So this is a bit like a conversation, maybe spoken English. How to show interest in people's routines, how to be a good listener. It's nice. So we'll talk about this also, maybe in our next lesson. All right. So thank you for your time, and have a good evening. And I'll see you next time.
Okay, thank you. Assalamu
Thank
alaikum.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.